I didn't plan this out, but I just want to talk about things I'm passionate about. And one thing that I realize that people misunderstand is the idea of addiction. And when they hear addiction, they think about drugs, but addiction is so much broader and has a root that comes from a place that is, as I said, so misunderstood. Addiction comes from a place where people don't feel safe. It comes from a place of avoidance. It comes from a place where someone's not getting their needs met. So when someone feels maybe they don't feel seen, maybe they feel neglected, maybe they feel scared, they turn to something where they can avoid the pain that they're feeling. And that's kind of what it is at the end of the day. It's an avoidance. And what they might turn to is something as simple as food. Food is a very popular one. You hear about emotional eating, right? They'll eat their feelings away. Maybe people feel scared or afraid. They feel a lot of anxiety. And instead of feeling that anxiety because it feels horrible, they'll just like eat a lot of candy, a lot of cake, a lot of cookies, or just stuff their face with really whatever. And what you do is you avoid the feelings. But what happens is that they don't just go away, they get repressed. And those feelings, they start coming out in other ways. It might not be right away, but they will come out one day. They start getting expressed other ways. It could be mental, it could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be spiritual, it could be social. What I mean by social is like in your relationships, in your career, in your family life. You know, those things stop working as well. You stop doing as well. You know, you get stuck in your phone, right? You start scrolling more. You start, you know, for me, like, just like a lot more YouTube. If you've seen any of my other videos, there's only a few of them. You know, I deal with a lot of chronic illness, so a lot of scrolling for me. And then, of course, there's drugs, right? If you hear people doing drugs, you know, the first thought, unfortunately, is like they're a bad person or they're, you know, a scumbag, or it's just not a nice thought. But if someone's addicted to drugs, they're usually in a ton of pain and they're suffering. And the first thing should be compassion for them and help. You know, unfortunately, there's a lot of punishment and a lot of neglect, and they get shunned. And you know what happens when that happens? It what happens is they're getting a lot of the same treatment that led them to do it in the first place. And if they go into the system, the court system or jail or something like that, it's just going to make the problem so much worse. We we're an advanced society and humans are smart, but we do a lot of things wrong. So, you know, there's a lot of changes, and we need to understand things on a deeper level. And so I just want to bring some awareness to things like this. You know, to people that are doing drugs like that, they need to feel safe. If they feel seen and understood and someone really pays attention to them, then they might stop using drugs and they might start to better their lives. They might start to deal with their feelings and heavy emotions that led them to do drugs in the first place, or, you know, emotionally eat, or, you know, stare at their phone, or it could be anything. You could be over exercising. It could be maybe people just, you know, close their eyes and try to sleep the day away. Anything you're engaging it with too much and you find yourself like doing all the time, anything can be an addiction. Just some are more destructive than others. I have all sorts of addictions, you know. I'm prescribed pain medication now, and I try, you know, to just use it as prescribed. but there's that part of me that just wants to escape because I'm suffering so badly. Um, there's a lot of pain and suffering in the world, and I think things would be a lot easier if there was more understanding. And I just want to do my part from the understanding that I get from my issues to try and bring awareness so that other people maybe don't have to suffer as much. I could go a lot more into these things, I think, but this is already over 5 minutes, so I'll leave this here, and I'd love to continue the discussion. So if you have anything to add, we can talk in the comments. I can make more videos like this, and yeah, I'll put this out there. Thank you so much for listening.